and the tip will be controlled momentarily by Steele. So bringing up the basketball here for the Steele Knights, as Chris Benson gets it over to the right wing to Bo Cervantes. Cervantes back over to A.K. Smith. Smith trying to run the offense here out to the top of the arc, driving down the left side of the lane, kicks it over to the left corner, fake of the three-pointer down low by McGork, and now a three-point shot coming from the left wing for Bo Cervantes, and he drills it. So with that, a three-point play right out of the gate here. The full court press coming for Steele as Westlake trails 3-0. Now Carson May at the top of the arc, moving it over to left wing here to KJ Adams. Adams trying to work around a May screen. He's just going to spot up for a three-pointer himself. That one no good, and a rebound collected by Jackson Bias. It's going to be a foul against Steele as he hooked the arm of Carson May. Actually, no, it's going to be against Chris Benson. That is his first personal foul. We thank all of you for joining us here as we try to update you on exactly when this game was supposed to start. Right at 7:30, at a little bit of time, and now Roy Monroe with a three-pointer as well. A block by KJ Adams on the other end is trying to go inside, down low was Chris Benson. Now to the left wing to Ian Moat. We're tied at 3. Now KJ Adams trying to dribble inside. This is going to be a charge here. A little bit of acting there on the part of Jackson Baez. It was a very light tap of contact there with KJ Adams, and he's getting a thrill out of it as well. The first team foul for the Westlake Chaparrals and the first personal foul for KJ Adams. Cervantes brings it up here for Steele. We're tied at 3, 6:23 to play here in the first quarter. Now driving in is McGork. McGork losing the handle momentarily. Elevating now is A.K. Smith. His shot altered and missed. The rebound comes over to McGork. So now Eli is going to inbound it here. Gets it out to the right wing to A.K. Smith. Smith over to Cervantes, looks for a catch and shoot, dribbles down baseline into the double team out of the zone defense. McManus is all over him now, kicking it over for a three-pointer. McGork, that one is short, and the rebound collected at the high post by KJ Adams. Adams trying to clear the way here over to the right wing. Three-point shot, and that one is no good. Carson May and Rory Monroe fighting for the rebound. Rory comes away with it. Good offensive possession here for Westlake as they get a second opportunity here as Ian Moat calls things out here from the top of the right arc. Now over to Connor McManus, looking to rotate here. Gets it out to Roy Monroe. Monroe over the left side to Carson May. May looking up top here to KJ. KJ at the high post, picks up his dribble. Here comes the double team, and he'll kick it back out to Moat. We're still tied at 3, 5.5 minutes. Mo driving all the way in, finds a lane, and with the easy layup, Moat finds some room amongst the trees, and Westlake takes its first lead of the ball game, 5-3 with 5:18 and the clock moving here in the first quarter. We are basically sitting in the crowd, folks. Now a three-point opportunity here from the top of the arc, and this one is on his way from Jackson Bias. It's missed on the front end of the rim, and Connor McManus pulls down the rebound. McManus trying to work around a May screen, doesn't have it. Going for the steal is A.K. Smith. He just comes up short and tips it out of bounds. So now Monroe with the inbound pass, and it's errant. Cervantes picks it off as it goes by Ian Moat. Moat couldn't track it down on the errant pass on the inbound. Now trying to dribble drive in is Jackson Bias. Bias gets it back out to Cervantes. Over to the right wing, now spotting up for a three-pointer here. He lets it fly, does Chris Benson, and that one is no good. 5-3 Westlake with 4.5 minutes to play. Now KJ Adams moves the basketball around to the corner here to Monroe. Monroe drives baseline, puts up the shot, and it's good for Rory Monroe, who averages just under 7 points per ball game. Another clean lane on the right side down on the baseline, and Lonnie Hubbard wants to talk about it. We'll take it as well. Back in a moment. This is Westlake basketball. We welcome you back to live coverage here. Now from a high post out of the timeout is Jackson Bias, and he drills the shot. 7-3 lead, now a 7-5 lead for Westlake. And Connor McManus with a three-pointer. Moat and Monroe with field goals. It is now 7-5. As Moat comes across the timeline here, coming off the pass of Connor McManus. Now trying to work around a KJ Adams screen. Moat doesn't have it, staying right there with him the entire way is Bias. He gives up the basketball, and this one is stolen into the front court here. A.K. Smith going in for the layup, and it is swatted away. But they're going to say that pass was on its way down, and that is a goaltending call. So Bias will get credit for the bucket, as he has 4 points. So it should be 7-7 now. And that is the score with 3:36. That would have been the second block of the game for KJ Adams, as he has 20 blocks this season, make it 21 now with that block earlier in the first quarter. Moat now stuck in the backcourt trying to beat the press, gets it over to Carson May. May caught in the trap, picks it up, fires cross court to the right side to Ian Moat. Moat trying to clear some space. He's left all alone. Might as well spot it for a three-pointer, and Moat buries it. And it's 10-7 Westlake, just like that. Moat on the board with 5 points here as he drills a three-pointer as he's left wide open. Cervantes comes across the timeline here. No substitution, but Daniel Villarreal set to come in. There's a kick ball here as Mankel has just checked into the ball game. Carson May will check out. DV will check in. Villarreal, the 6'5" senior forward, averaging just over 7 points a ball game and 4 boards a game. And of course, Mankel shooting at 44%, averaging just over 3 points a game off the bench. Now on the inbound here, as we have yet to see a sub for Steele. A.K. Smith at the top of the arc to Cervantes. Now back over to Smith. Smith looking to take Moat off the drive. Doesn't have it. Kicks it back out here to Bias. Bias from the left wing gives it up here to the right wing to Chris Benson. Now a three-pointer on the way from Cervantes. It's no good. After hitting the first one, he's ice cold from the field. Moat coming across the timeline, going to take it into the free throw line. Kicks it back out to McManus, and McManus is going to travel with the basketball. He backed up, and the official noticed too many steps as he backed up into the corners. That's a shame because he made the three-pointer, and they call a traveling violation as he had a step back here for a three-point opportunity. It falls, unfortunately, traveling beforehand. So Cervantes gets it over to the right wing to Bias. Now A.K. Smith back over to Bias. Bias trying to shake and bake around KJ, drives right to the basket on him, and scores with the left hand off the glass. Bias with 6 points here in the quarter. It's 10-9. Westlake with the 1 point advantage. The lead's been high as 3. Full court press broken here by Moat. Moat looking for some space, loses a handle on the dribble, tries to get it back, falls to the floor. Now McManus open for Mankel. Wide open is KJ, who throws it down with 2 hands. KJ Adams with the double-handed tomahawk. As KJ with authority there. Good ball movement for Westlake. After mishandling it, Mankel comes up with a huge pass from Moat, and Moat gets it to Mankel. Mankel finds KJ wide open under the bucket for the slam. 12-9. Now a top of the arc 3-point shot for Bias, and Bias is hot. Bias right now has 9 of the 12 points, and just like that, the game is tied. 12 all as McManus will try to beat the press here, coming across the timeline. Lods it back over to Moat. Moat trying to beat the press here on the near side. Gets it over to McManus. Now into the corner to Daniel Villarreal. Villarreal going to reset here with Ian Moat. In this zone perpetuated here by Steele, basically leaves Moat and the point guard wide open. Now back to Villarreal. Lob into the double team. Turning around simply here is KJ Adams. Adams throws it down with 2 hands. Adams with 4 points. Both of them emphatic slams underneath the basket, as he definitely has the size advantage. Tallest player on the court right now, 6'3". That's Chris Benson. And Jackson Bias is 6'4". He has him by a few inches down low, and definitely size, well, weighing in over 225 pounds. 14-12, Westlake in the final half minute. Steele with the basketball, angling here for the final possession. A.K. Smith gets it over here to Cervantes. Bo Cervantes, the 5'10" junior guard, is going to dribble this out, wait till it hits probably 15 seconds, and then go to work. Cervantes looking for a last opportunity 3. Now he'll throw the basketball away, and the final 11 seconds are going to belong to Westlake. So an errant pass as we see substitutions come into the ballgame here for the Steele Knights. Quincy Shepard is into the ballgame now. He was listed as a starter, or at least a probable starter, and Eric Brown is checked into the ballgame. Brown, a 6'1" sophomore guard. Quincy Shepard, a 6-foot senior point guard, averaging just over 8 points a ball game. Shoots 34%. Now the ball hits the ground on the other end, and this one is going to be turned over again. Just swarming defense here for both squads in this final 20 seconds. And both teams have thrown the ball away. So now Steele will have a shot here with 3.7 seconds. Now Eric Brown gets it into A.K. Smith. Now firing up is Chris Benson. Benson hits a shot at the butter. And with that, the lead as a 3-point shot at the end of the first quarter gives the Steele Knights a 1-point advantage going into quarter number 2. We'll be right back. Steele leads Westlake 15-14. This is Westlake basketball. On the floor now, Moat, KJ Adams, Jaden Greathouse, the freshman, Cade Mankel, and Daniel Villarreal. Quincy Shepard picking up Cade Mankel. Now Moat on the right corner. Back over to Jaden Greathouse. Greathouse looking to use his athleticism, getting over to Cade Mankel. Mankel looking for opportunities here. Still stifling defense. The Steele Knights going with a 2-1-2. Now Mankel trying to drive in. Puts up the shot. The shot is no good. He is fouled. And the foul is going to be called against Quincy Shepard. So that'll be his first personal foul. Only 3 fouls called here in the first quarter. Or 2 fouls called in the first quarter, rather. And Mankel will go to the line as far as his efforts at the free throw line, shooting 83%. And he steps to the line for the first free throw of the game, and he connects. So the game is tied, 15-all, as we welcome all of you joining us live on WestlakeShaps.com and the Westlake Shap app. Mankel looking to put up the second shot, and that one is good. So the Shaps pull back in front by 2, 17-15. Monroe looking to check back into the ballgame. Greathouse, Villarreal. Greathouse guarding Quincy Shepard. Off the screen here, the give and go over to Eric Brown. Brown driving in, going in and kissing the ball off the glass with the right hand on the layup is Eric Brown. He's on the board with 2 points here in the second quarter. And just like that, it's a 17-16 lead. Now, lobbing the ball back over to Greathouse is Moat. Moat now getting over to Daniel Villarreal. Back over to Greathouse, and he'll reset. Greathouse, the freshman, using his athleticism as he gets it over to Villarreal. Villarreal comes baseline. Not an opportunity there to drive. Bounce pass over to KJ Adams. Cross court here to Moat. Moat had time momentarily as he was open. But now, it'll be Cade Mankel to reset the half-court offense. Again, like I said, stifling defense on the perimeter here. Mankel trying to dribble drive his way. Not there. Gives it back out to Greathouse, and they're going to call a traveling violation on Cade Mankel. Very interesting spot there, and Rory Monroe is going to check back in the ballgame. So, a 17-16 lead. That's the largest lead for Steele. They've only led by, they led by 3 points to open the game, and then they led by 1 point since. Now dribble driving here towards the right wing is Quincy Shepard. Shepard trying to shake Greathouse, the freshman on a senior. 16-17, the Chaparrals down by 1 into the high post. Now trying to drive in is A.K. Smith. A.K. with a shot in the lane. That shot is no good with the right hand. The tip in not there. And a rebound by Daniel Villarreal. Gets it over to Greathouse. Greathouse across the timeline here. Trying to work his way around. Reach in foul not called as A.K. Smith is guarding Greathouse tightly. Now trying to bounce pass over to Daniel Villarreal. Back over to Mankel. Corner shot here. Opportunity for Monroe. He passes it up. Gets it back out to Mankel to reset the half-court offense. Inside 6 minutes to play in the first half. Greathouse with the basketball, working around to Daniel Villarreal's spree. Has the ball picked off. Is taken away from him by Quincy Shepard. Shepard elevates with the right hand and finishes at the glass as he lays it in. And the timeout's going to be called. So a delay of game has been called on Westlake, despite the delay of game actually has been called against Steele. So 5:44 to play here. 19-16, a 3-point advantage off the steal by Shepard. Now, numbers here is Monroe. They beat the press across the timeline, and Monroe finishes at the glass. Now back the other end. Eric Brown finds Shepard. Monroe has 4 points in the ballgame, 19-18. Elevated 3-point shot from the top of the arc. No good for Jackson Bias, but an offensive rebound by Chris Benson. Benson gets it back out to Bias. Bias trying to work around the screen, can't do it. Resets here for Quincy Shepard at the top of the half court. 19-18, Westlake with a 1-point lead. over to the right wing. Now kicks it back out to A.K. Smith. A.K. trying to make a decision against Monroe. He'll give it up here to the top of the arc to Quincy Shepard. We have not seen Cervantes here in the second quarter. He started the game, has 3 points. Shepard, the projected starter, now into the game, and athletically you can see why. Now trying to dribble drive around Mankel is Eric Brown. He can't do it. Now once again, Steele will reset. 4:42 to play in the half, 19-18. Two teams that are averaging over 60 points per ball game. Tough stuff here defensively. Now a wide open 3-point opportunity here on the other end by Jackson Bias from the right wing. Getting up in the air as he let the ball go was KJ Adams, so a momentary distraction. And now going in to the lane, driving with the right hand, it's the freshman, Shaden Greathouse, on the board as he went right to the hole. He saw the lane, one step, and he was gone down the right side of the lane, and he finishes with the right hand. It's now 20-19. Now into the high post, A.K. Smith deed up here, and now swiping at the basketball is Greathouse. He gets it out here to the right wing. A 3-point shot coming here for Quincy Shepard. That one is no good. The rebound collected by Villarreal. Now back over to KJ Adams. Adams trying to move right by his man. Elevates, kisses the ball off the glass on the right block. It's no good. Too strong. Monroe is there for the putback. Monroe is fouled, and the shot counts. It's an and one for Rory Monroe, and the Chaparrals now lead 22-19, and a big free throw coming here.
Foul number 20. Westlake, 55, 25, and 35 in Precipolo, number 21.
Carson May is looking to check into the ball game along with Connor McManus. So Monroe with 6 points here for Westlake now with a 22-21 advantage on the steal, and then the connection by Farmer. Now they beat the press yet again, and Monroe with the easy basket from the right block. He lays it in off the glass, and Monroe really heating up here as he has 6 points in the second quarter, 8 for the game. Chaps now lead by 3, 24-21, as they have got that inbound press beat for Steele. Monty Hubbard's going to have to find an answer because those are all transition buckets for Westlake. They have 3 of them in the second quarter alone that wound up in easy layups. Backing up here, and a timeout's going to be called by Lonnie Hubbard. We'll have to see if it's a 30-second timeout, and I believe it'll be a full timeout. We will take as well. Back in a moment. This is Westlake basketball. With 2:25 to play in the half. Westlake leading Steele by 3. Joe Taylor coming in courtside here is Quincy Shepard. Working basketball over to the right wing here to A.K. Smith. Smith trying to get it out to the left wing to Bias. Bias trying to work his way around. KJ Adams drives straight in, puts up the shot. The shot swiped at from behind, but he connects. As A.K. Smith adds his first bucket of the game. He has 2 points, and just like that, Steele takes the lead. Nielsen in the ball game now. Once again, passing inside here is Roy Monroe. He dribbles baseline. The defender comes. He finds KJ Adams, and Adams there with the dunk. As Westlake again expands the lead back up to 3. Shepard now with an interior pass stolen by Nielsen. Now out front to Moat. Moat with numbers. Gets it back over to Nielsen. Nielsen tries to find KJ Adams, and that one is pickpocketed by A.K. Smith. Smith trying to work his way over to Shepard. Shepard over to a step-back three-pointer here coming, and that one drilled by Eric Brown. Brown with 5 points, and the game is tied at 26 with 1:20 to play in the first half. And turnovers are an issue here as Nielsen lobs it back over to Moat. Moat gets it over to May, over to KJ, over to Monroe. Monroe with a wide open three-point shot from the left wing. Count it for Rory Monroe. Monroe really coming alive with 9 points here in the second quarter, 11 in the game. 29 to 26, less than a minute to play. Farmer in the high post, trying to work his way around Monroe. Monroe tips the basketball away, but they're going to call a foul on Rory Monroe. Monroe had position. He was in the air. His hands were straight up. Contact was actually initiated there by Farmer, and he swiped at the basketball. There was no contact, but nonetheless, a foul called. Just the second team foul for Westlake as Rory Monroe picks up his first personal foul. There's now 5 fouls in the ball game. And Farmer will step to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is up and he banks it. Got to call that, Farmer, as he banks it off the window. So Farmer picks up his 3rd point as he uses the backboard for aid. 29 to 27 with 52 seconds remaining in the half. He spins up the second one. That one no good. Rebound Monroe. Karam's off the back iron. Now Moat trying to beat the press yet again, but not much challenge here as Nielsen gets it. Blake in the ball game here. The 6'2" junior guard. Now Moat with the basketball. Final 40 seconds of the half. Working his way over left, and they're going to call and carry on Moat as they might be allowing some physical play underneath the basket, but they are not allowing any traveling violations go by or carrying violations go by, or these officials. It's a 2-point advantage here for the Westlake Chaparrals. They lead 29 to 27. They trailed by as many as 3. They've led by as many as 4. And now A.K. Smith standing with the basketball, guarded tightly here by Nielsen. 15 seconds, and he is just waiting for it. Now coming around is Quincy Shepard. In absolutely no hurry, gets it over to the right wing here to Farmer. Farmer kicks it back out to the top of the arc. Step back 3-point shot from the top of the arc is no good off the front iron. Monroe with the rebound as Bias comes up short. And that'll do it for the first half of play. In a tight one in the Bi-District Championship as Westlake leads Steele 29 to 27. We'll be right back after this timeout. You're listening to live coverage of Westlake basketball only on the Westlake Shout Out. Dribble driving into the lane here, putting up the shot is A.K. Smith. It is no good. The rebound Westlake. Westlake now in their white uniforms moving from left to right here in the second half. Steele in their black uniforms trimmed in gray with gray camo. Now a beautiful crossover move here from Ian Moat, and Moat takes Cervantes off the dribble and scores. He has 7 points now, and Westlake with a 4-point advantage ties their largest lead of the night. Smith trying to dribble drive in, doesn't have it, kicks it back out to Bias. Bias will calmly survey the situation here as he'll get it back over to Bo Cervantes, dribbling into the 3-2 zone, now back over to the left wing. Now driving in is A.K. Smith. Feeding the corner here over to the left side is Chris Benson. Benson back over to Cervantes. Starting 5 for Steele as well. Over to the right corner to McCourt. McCourt driving in the baseline. Doesn't have the shot, and that one's taken away, but a whistle is called, and I believe that it will not be a foul, as it looks like Mo stepped on the line, on the baseline, before turning it over. So no foul called. It'll just be Steele basketball. Almost a great steal there as McCourt will inbound the basketball over to A.K. Smith. Back over to Cervantes. Cervantes playing with a loose lace on the left shoe as he backs things up. That could become a problem for the junior guard. Over to the right wing to A.K. Smith. Back over to Bias. Jackson's going to back things up here as he retreats to survey. Lonnie Hubbard issuing instructions here. A lob pass over to the left side of half court here for Cervantes. Cervantes looking to make a move here into the post. Doesn't have it. They'll reset. Steele slowing things down, trying to dissect the defense that Robert Lucero and company have thrown out. Now A.K. Smith trying to drive against Connor McManus. Doesn't have it. Bounce pass over to McCourt. McCourt trying to look into the baseline. Doesn't have it. Against still stifling defense as he's D'd up here by Carson May. He loses handle on the basketball momentarily, and he walks with his pivot foot. That's a traveling violation. and Steele turns the basketball over. Again, a 31-27 lead. Joe Taylor joining you live here from Johnson High School in Buda, part of the Hayes Consolidated Independent School District, for a bi-district championship game between the Westlake Chaparrals and the Steele Knights. 31-27, Moat hands it off to KJ Adams. Adams with a head of steam down the right line. Wide open three-point shot for McManus from the corner, and he drills it. McManus with 6 points and a huge three-pointer to extend the lead to 34-27. Lead now at 7 points here for the Westlake Chaparrals as Cervantes trying to work her way around as McGuirk screen. He doesn't have it, gets it over here to A.K. Smith. Smith trying to take McManus into the lane, falls down, fires over to the left corner. Three-point shot goes in. That will count, and a foul is away from the basket. So McGuirk with the three-pointer. As Eric knocks it down, it's 34-30. He is fouled. But there was a foul away from the basket. It was on the shot. So Steele will actually get the made three and keep the basket. Huge opportunity here for Steele. Jackson Bias picks up his dribble, finds Cervantes coming around the corner. He doesn't have the shot as McManus stays right with him defensively. Cervantes calming things down. 5.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Westlake with a 4-point lead. Now driving baseline is A.K. Smith. Moat has him as he picked up his dribble. Fires to the left side to McGuirk. Head fake. Doesn't buy it. Does Carson May. And now they'll have to reset with Cervantes on the left wing. Cervantes still dealing with that loose shoelace. Cervantes trying to dribble drive against McManus. And now Ian Moen picks him up going into the zone. Now A.K. Smith tries to drive on McManus at the top of the arc, and he doesn't have an angle. Now trying to drive on Carson May. They hand it off here as Benson comes around the corner here to Bias. Bias picked up and D'd up here by KJ Adams. Puts up a wild shot, and somehow the prayer of a layup goes in for Bias. He has 11 points, 34-32. What was once a 7-point lead is now down to a 2-point advantage. Bounce pass to McManus. McManus over to Monroe. Monroe caught in the trap on the sideline. Dribbles out of it through the double team, and a foul is going to be called on Steele. Foul will be called on A.K. Smith, his first personal foul, a team foul each, and it will stay with Rory. He'll inbound right in front of his head coach, in front of the Westlake bench. 34-32, Westlake with the lead. Now looking to lob pass over to KJ. KJ into the double team. The give and go to Monroe. Monroe almost has the ball taken away. He gets it back. Now the ball hits the ground. Bias has it. Now he outlets here to Benson. Benson almost walks with the basketball as he lost control. Coming across the timeline here is Bias. So an opportunity here to tie or take the lead on a three-point shot. Steele staying right with Westlake. Cervantes trying to dribble away from Ian Moat. Moat on him in a hurry out of the logo. Now Cervantes driving in, head fakes, bounce pass inside to Bias. Bias connects from the right block. Good look down low as Bias adds his 4th point of the third quarter. We're now tied at 34. Moat trying to beat the press. Gets it across into the high post to KJ. Wide open three-point shot from the right corner here for May. May doesn't have it, but May gets his own rebound off of Monroe. Puts up the shot. Lots of contact, and now a hooking foul is going to be called on Bias as he hooked his left arm around the right arm of Carson May that denied Carson his offensive board and a clean alley to the line to shoot that easy layup. So the foul will be called on Bias. That is his first personal foul. And the inbound here to Connor McManus is poked out of bounds. Defensively by Chris Benson. It's going to bring in Cade Mankel, who has 2 points in the ball game, and Rowe's going to take a breather here with the game tied at 34. 3:43 over to the right wing here to Moat. Moat trying to dribble drive by Cervantes. He has a lane, then backs up as McGuirk crashed down. Now trying to work into the post against McGuirk is Moat, but he doesn't have it. Now, Moat gets the ball back on the give and go. Drives into the lane. Puts up a 15-footer. That one no good. Rebound fought for by Carson May. Falling out of bounds is Benson. He gets it to Cervantes. Trying to beat the press down low to A.K. Smith. The Shaps catch up, but right there, elevating from the right block is A.K. Smith, and he scores. He has 4 in the game, and that one took the lead for Steele. 36-34. McManus, lob pass over here to the timeline is Moat passes back over to McManus. McManus trying to work his way, now lobbing it inside here to KJ Adams, to the triple team. He fights through it anyway, and the turnaround shot off the glass is good for KJ Adams. He has 8. Tied at 36. A triple team didn't matter as he used that 6'7" power frame to angle inside and connect with the bucket. Now A.K. Smith trying to shake Ian Moat. Head fake to the left doesn't work. Head fake to the right doesn't work. Now back over to Jackson Bias. Bias with a between-the-leg dribble, trying to take on the bigger target here in KJ Adams. He keeps his feet, and a traveling violation here as the junior KJ Adams threw his hands up, stood his ground, and he walked with the basketball. Daniel Villarreal is coming back into the ball game here. Tied at 36, 2.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. The lead's been 4. And as high as 7. Now, Villarreal caught in the trap here on the sideline. Gets it over to McManus. McManus is going to call a, looks like it's going to be a 30-second timeout called here. And we will take it as well. Back in a moment. This is Westlake basketball. Welcome back into live coverage of Westlake basketball. KJ Adams with the basketball on the inbound out of the 30-second timeout. Now working Connor McManus. Wide open three-point shot here from the right corner. Not there for Ian Moat, but KJ Adams is with the putback. He has 4 in the quarter. Westlake leads by 2 now. On the other end, and this pass is going to be intended for Benson on the far side and tipped out of bounds and last touch by Steele. So it will be Westlake basketball as Jaden Greathouse checks in for Connor McManus. Still the starting 5 on the floor here for the Steele Knights. (38-36). Greathouse gets it over to Mankel on the right wing, guarded tightly here by Quincy Shepard, who has checked into the ball game. Double team coming. Now KJ Adams lobs it over to the right corner to Greathouse. Back over to Moat. Mankel had an opportunity at a right wing three-point shot, but gave it up. 140, and now trying to dribble drive around Shepard is Mankel. Mankel hands it off here to Greathouse. Greathouse, again, constant movement with the basketball here away from it. He drives into the lane, a no-look pass here to KJ Adams. He head fakes, steps inside the free throw line. That shot is no good, and they're going to call a foul on Greathouse as he elevated over Shepard to try to tip that ball away. So it'll be his first personal foul, the third team foul. As we thank all of you for joining us live on the Westlake Shap app and on WestlakeShaps.com. 38-36, Westlake with a 2-point advantage. Cervantes coming across the timeline here over to the left wing to Shepard. Quincy loses his footing, gets it out to Baez. Shooting over a double team, rattles in a 3-point shot. Somehow it goes, and the shooting gods belong to Jackson Baez. Baez came in with 9 points. He has 7 in the quarter, 16 overall. 39-38. That shot took the lead for Steele as they lead by 1. Westlake now with a 3-point shot of their own. Mankel from the left corner. That one rattles off the back iron. And now, final 30 seconds coming. Shepard lobs it over here to Benson. Benson gets it over the left wing to Cervantes. Cervantes will calm things down on the orders of his head coach, Lonnie Hubbard, as Shepard will dribble things out here to work for the final possession. As once again, the tables have turned. It was a 1-point advantage for Westlake going into the half. They led by as many as 7. And then Steele went on a run, 39-38. They lead now with that rattle-in three-pointer from Baez, who has 16 of Steele's 39 points. Now with 7 seconds, they give it up to A.K. Smith. 5 seconds, picked up defensively here by Villarreal. Now Baez trying to find room, elevates for a long 3-point shot at the buzzer, and it's no good. And we end the third quarter of play. Westlake down by 1 as Steele leads in the Bi-District Championship 39-38. Back in a moment. This is Westlake basketball. It is the starting 5 minus the starting point guard, Ben Cervantes. Driving to the hole here for Westlake is Jaden Greathouse. Greathouse elevates and scores. He has 4 points, and just like that, the Shaps reclaim the lead, 40-39. Greathouse just using his athleticism. That's all it is, pure athleticism to dribble drive into the lane and put that shot. Now Shepard trying to work around a bias screen, goes left into the double team, finds an open lane, puts up the left-handed shot from the left block, and it's good off the glass. for Quincy Shepard. He has 4 points in the ball game, and now the lead changes hands once again. Full court press implemented here as Greathouse trying to beat it here with Moab. Comes across the timeline, now over the left wing, looking for the open man, doesn't have it. Now lob pass into KJ Adams. Adams getting his way through yet another triple team down in the right block, and he just shoots that patented shot off the glass as he kisses it in for the layup. Now Westlake with a 42-41 lead. With every basket, the lead will change at this point, waiting for a team to go on a run. Shepard trying to work his way around into the lane, finds room, puts up the shot. It is blocked completely. Now KJ Adams with a nifty dribble in transition. Ian Moat looking for the pass. No, he's going to keep it himself. Drives all the way into the lane. Good no look to Daniel Villarreal, and he kept it and laid it in off the glass. Big time 4-0 run here at the perfect time for Westlake. They lead by 3, 44-41. 6:25 to play in the ball game. Cervantes back into the game. Now Benson with a wide open three-point shot from the top of the arc, and he gets it to bounce off the front iron, back iron, side iron, and it finally falls through. Wow, Benson with his second three-pointer in the game, and the game's tied at 44. Now lob pass inside to Jaden Greathouse. Going up for it with the lob is KJ. He kisses it off the glass. It's good off the window, and he's fouled. The and one for KJ Adams. We'll have to see who that foul was on, as I didn't see it. But KJ will head to the line for the and one, 46-44. Shot is up, and it's good for KJ Adams, a 73% shooter. He now has 5 points in the quarter. Westlake with another three-point advantage, 47-44. Quincy Shepard dribbling across the timeline. 5 minutes and 50 seconds remain here in regulation. Now Farmer is checked into the game here. Gives it up to Bias at the top of the arc. Farmer has 3 points in the game. Bias picks up his dribble at the top of the arc. Looking to the post. Doesn't have it. Gets it out to Jalen Farmer. Farmer now resets at the logo, the Jaguar logo, and it looks like Lonnie Hubbard's going to call a timeout. This will be a full timeout, so we will take it as well. Back in a moment. This is Westlake basketball. 47-44 lead here. A defensive game, to say the least, for both these ball clubs here. Farmer will inbound to Quincy Shepard. That last foul on KJ Adams was on Shepard. That was his second personal foul. Only 5 team fouls for the lot. As into the high post goes Jackson Bias. Bias trying to work his way around KJ Adams, and this should be an offensive foul. No, they're going to call a block on Jaden Greathouse. Greathouse came off his man in the zone defense, stood his ground at the left block. The shot is no good, and he went down. And folks, I don't know how to tell you this, but that is the picture-perfect definition of a charge. And it should have been called a charge. Unfortunately, the official disagreed and called it a blocking foul. I'm not too sure how in the world that happened. Robert Lucero is arguing his case right now, and he made the move. And what I can tell by the conversation that I can hear courtside is that he is arguing, or at least his defense of the call, is Jaden Greathouse's feet were moving still. That's not the case at all. But nonetheless, Bias will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. First shot is up, and it's good for Jackson Bias. Bias has 8 points in the half, 17 for the game. Trying to pull within 1 here as he eyes the second free throw. That one is up, and that one is no good. Rebound collected by Jaden Greathouse. The freshman has it over to Moat. Moat back over to Greathouse, playing significant minutes here in a playoff game. After joining the team late after he was part of the state championship football team, and some of his teammates are here rooting on the basketball team. Now Rory Monroe is checked back into the ball game here with 5 minutes to play. Monroe trying to find Greathouse at the top of the arc. He does. Greathouse trying to sugar shake his way around. Now gets it over to Moat. Moat almost with a drop back 3-point shot as he got a little bit of distance between him and Shepard. Now Monroe trying to look inside for the lob pass. Here comes the triple team. He dribbles out of it to the hoop, puts up the shot. The shot no good, tons of contact, and it was last touched by Steele. So Westlake will get the basketball despite the physical effort of KJ Adams just pounding through that triple team down on the right block. Couldn't get the shot to go, but did not get the foul. KJ Adams collects the inbound. Now trying to dribble drive into the left corner now. Finds Ian Moat for a long 18-footer from the baseline. Not there. Crashing the board is Rory Monroe. Puts up the finger roll with the right hand, and he scores as it trickles in off the back iron. Rory Monroe with his first points after leading the Chaps in the first half. He has 13. It's his first points of the second half. Westlake with a 49-45 lead. It's a 4-point swing right now for Westlake. Smith driving in against Ian Moat. Grabbing the rebound is Jaden Greathouse as he elevates from the left block. He controls the basketball across the timeline. 4 minutes straight up to play in the ballgame. Moat trying to shake Benson. Can't do it. Benson stays right with him. Trying to get it over to KJ Adams on the left wing. Doesn't have it. Trying to work around a screen by KJ now. KJ trying to find some room there. Real estate. And they're going to reset here with Jaden Greathouse basically running the point. Trying to free up Rory Monroe on the left wing. Rory now taking it off the screen, dribbling into the baseline. Now DV, Daniel Villarreal finding Moat. Now over to the right corner. 3-point shot here for Jaden Greathouse. And the freshman buries it from 3. They're going to call a foul away from the basket. So the shot will count, but the foul's going to be called on KJ Adams, his second personal foul. And that is the first, or that is, I should say, the second time that we have seen a foul off a 3-point shot away from the basket. But nonetheless, the 3-pointer counts, so Steele would get the basketball anyway, but it's only 2 fouls for KJ. 14 fouls for Westlake, 3 team fouls for Steele. 52-45, that 3-pointer huge from the freshman. He has 5 points in the quarter. Now Bias trying to initiate contact, throws up a prayer. This one lobs in off the back iron, almost elevates over the backboard. Just a wild shot from Bias as he tried to draw a foul there. Now Greathouse trying to lob it inside. He lobs it in off the bottom of the backboard. Getting the basket here is KJ Adams. He's underneath it and just elevates, and he elevates for the shot. They're going to call the foul on Bias.
Foul on number 20.
So Jackson Bias picks up his second personal foul, and it will be Westlake basketball. They're not going to award KJ with a 2-point shot there, or 2 free throws. They're going to say the foul was while he was on the floor and not in the act of shooting. DV with a handoff here to Moat. Moat trying to hit a 3-point shot. DV crashed towards the boards offensively. He gets the rebound and puts it in the hole. The putback there for Daniel Villarreal, the senior, with a bucket here in the fourth quarter. It's 54-45. A 9-point lead, largest of the game. Driving in is Farmer. Puts up the baseline pass. It's taken away by Greathouse. Greathouse playing well defensively on the board. Grabs that board, gets it across the timeline here to Ian Moat. Over to Villarreal. Wide open 3-point shot here for Monroe. He passes it up, and a timeout's going to be called by Robert Lucero. 2.5 minutes left in this ballgame, folks. Are you having fun yet? Westlake leading 54-45. This is Westlake basketball. Westlake with a 54-45 lead. Come alive in the fourth quarter to grab a 9-point advantage. And now a whistle away from the basketball. And this is going to be a foul against Quincy Shepard. A reach in as he stopped Ian Moat from cutting to the basketball. The foul has been called on Quincy Shepard. That's his third personal foul. 15 foul for Steele. They're 2 fouls away from the bonus. Chaparrals are 3 fouls away from the bonus. Inbound here to Jaden Greathouse. It's Greathouse, Monroe, Adams, Villarreal, and Moat on the floor. Benson, Bias, Shepard, A.K. Smith, and McGorrick back on the floor here for the starting 5, with the exception of Shepard, who's basically a starter off the bench. Moat gonna keep this one going here for a little while. Tries to get by Shepard. Elevates in the lane. Puts up the runner. That shot no good. Bias with the rebound. Lots of contact as Moat hit the floor. McGorrick across the timeline. Cross-court pass over here to the right wing. 3-point shot is an air ball from Chris Benson as he tried to put up a quick shot. It was more of a line drive. Not much arc to the basketball as it clips the nylon underneath and does not touch rim. 1:52 to play as it goes out of bounds. KJ Adams will inbound. Now the freshman, Jaden Greathouse, met by Benson. He's going to drive right by him across the timeline to try to get some space. Gets it over to Moat. Moat over to Monroe. Monroe circling back around here to KJ Adams. Adams driving into the lane. Firing it off to Daniel Villarreal, and Villarreal has it tipped away from him by Bias. Thought for a moment there that Daniel was going to try to run that down. then he wisely decided to let it go out of bounds. So it was last touched by Steele. It belonged to Westlake, and they'll inbound right in front of the Westlake cheerleaders to the right of the basket from our vantage point. 54-45, your score. 94 seconds remaining in regulation. Now at the high post, KJ driving the lane, put up the shot, gets short. He gets his own rebound, puts up the shot again. That one is no good. Rebound Benson, lots of contact on the putback shot, and there's a steal by Greathouse. Greathouse over to Villarreal, back over to Greathouse, and he's going to wait for his teammates to come back down floor. Moat back over to Greathouse. Individual effort right here from Greathouse is off the charts. Had a big three-pointer in the big run to get the 9-point advantage. He's had several offensive and defensive rebounds, and now a steal in the backcourt to grab a possession. Baseline opportunity here. Back over to the top of the arc to KJ Adams, to the left wing to Greathouse. And now a reach-in foul here on Benson as he tries to tip the basketball away.
Foul number 13.
And Chris Benson picks up his second personal foul. That's the 16th foul. One more on Steele, and Westlake is into the bonus. The final minute, 58.39 seconds remain in regulation, and Westlake trying to walk this off here in the bi-district round. Trying to get an inbound pass here. He gets it over to Moat. Moat now retreating, using his speed, and there's the 17th foul. Once again, it's on Benson, and he picks up his third. Free throws the rest of the way for Westlake, as it'll be a one-and-one opportunity here for Moat. And he's the guy you want shooting free throws, despite that fractured finger that he's been dealing with. Moat still a 67% free throw shooter, and he is at the line for the front end of a one-and-one. And the first shot coming here from Moat, as he has 4 points in the second half, 9 for the game. His first shot is up and good. No substitutions just yet here, so it looks like this is the crew. Actually, we do see one substitution coming into the ballgame here for Steele. Nick Moore, the 6'1 senior guard, is into the ballgame. 55-45, the largest lead of the night. 10 points here for Westlake. Second shot is up and good for Ian Moat. He has 4 points in the quarter and 10 points for the game. 56-45, largest lead of the night. Moore trying to work around Monroe. Gets it over the right wing. 3-point shot for Shepard. That one rips the nylon for Quincy Shepard. He has 5 points in the quarter, and just like that, down to a 7-point advantage. Now back over to the right wing. Make that an 8-point advantage, excuse me. Jaden Greathouse, final 34 seconds trying to beat the press. A lob pass from KJ Adams over to Monroe. Monroe's going to be fouled here by Shepard. That is his fourth personal foul, and Rory will go to the line. Monroe, a 68% free throw shooter, and this is where it counts, folks. In the closing moments of the game, when the team has to foul to preserve possession opportunities, the 6-foot senior guard, again, like I mentioned, a 68% free throw shooter, a team 71% from the charity stripe. So Monroe, the right-handed shot is up and good for Rory. He has 3 points in the quarter. He came up with a big bucket on an offensive board, and that's been the story of the ball game. Offensive rebounds and putback opportunities here for Westlake. 30 seconds remain in the ball game, and Rory is ice from the free throw line. 4 of the 4 here in the fourth quarter. Now Nick Moore trying to drive right by him. He drives straight to the lane. That shot is no good. Rebound by Rory Monroe, and a foul is going to be called. And that is called on Monroe. Monroe actually let him go to the... I'm not too sure how that foul originated on Nick Moore, because Rory Monroe actually let him go into the lane and shoot the ball. He didn't actually defend him at all, but they're going to say that contact was made. Nonetheless, Moore is going to make his first shot. The senior playing in what might be his final game as a Steele Knight. The second shot is up and no good. KJ with the rebound. 58-49, a 9-point advantage here for Westlake. Final 19 seconds. Greathouse with the basketball, and Quincy Smith will deliver the foul. And this time the senior point guard has played his last moments. That's 5 for Quincy Shepard, and he will have to come out of the ball game. It looks like he doesn't realize that he has 5 personal fouls. Unless I have it wrong, he's not exiting the floor here, but trying to figure out who's going to go in the ball game, and it should be Cervantes. Cervantes will check in, as I don't think anybody has updated him on whether or not that he has 5 fouls. He does. So Quincy Shepard is fouled out of the ball game, and big hug for him as the senior has played his last year as a Steele Knight. Epic effort off the bench here as he shakes the hand of Robert Lucero. And he will exit stage left. Again, a heroic performance defensively here for Shepherd, including a big 3 in this quarter. Jaden Greathouse will stride to the line as the Chaparrals are still in the 1-and-1 bonus. And he's good with his first free throw shot. Jaden adds his second one, and that one is off the left iron, no good. 10-point lead, 14 seconds to play. Bias can't shoot a 10-point 3, but he does shoot an NBA 3 from the right wing, and Villarreal gets the carom, and this will do it. As Ian Moat will dribble it across the timeline here to prevent the turnover, and Westlake will advance here in the bi-district round to the area championship. Again, the winner of this ball game. As we take a look at it, as Westlake and Steele will play the winner of Warren and Reagan, and it looks like we already know that Warren might actually be the opponent. Where and when, we don't know just yet, but we will find out for you. Again, stay tuned for post-game interview here as we take a quick timeout.